the main idea that every teacher provide us was about you can become everybody you want, everything, you can do everything you want, and it doesn't matter what is happening around, just you have the ability and everything is possible. It's important to share the idea that you are good enough. Even for now, you are good enough. It's okay. There's no problem. You're okay. Nothing global happened.
Dr. Nadia Kapleva is the medical director at Lóvi. Nadia, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation, Annetta.
Kierkegaard says, we understand life backwards, but live it forwards. When you look back at your early years, what do you see now that prepared you for the role you have today?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think it's always a combination of natural talents and the environment. And I was lucky. I grew up in the environment that supports my talents. I was resilient, and I have swimming lessons for 12 years. And this helped me to support such things like self-organization and being the ability to push through difficult moments. So then I got theater lessons that helped me to build my ability for public conversations. And that's, I think, the idea to support from the childhood what strength the children has. So that's the point.
Was there a moment where you realized, I'm not going to follow the script? And added to that, what was the script that was provided to you as to the script to follow, into your future?
Yeah, I think I'm quite disciplined person, and actually somebody has already invented a wheel. I will not reinvent it, but sometimes, and also I started my career in business process optimization when you have to follow the script, but I'm quite logical. And if I see that something could be done in other way, taking into account legal and ethical aspects, and it will be more logical and more effective, I will do it if I'm sure in the results. So for me, the main question is, are you really understanding what I do and for what? If you had the aim, if you understand the final target, so that's what's helped you to do something not on the script.
You mentioned a business background. So you first got into business before any sort of kind of medical career. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my first graduation was from economics and world economics. And I started my career in PwC and KPMG in advisory. And then I realized that I would like to bring more value to the people and maybe create something material. That's why I then go for 5 years for cosmetic chemistry and medical education and received a degree in chemistry and degree in aesthetic medicine. So that's why that helped me to step by step move to the goal to bring something valuable. And for me now, it's how we change the skincare market, how we change the transparency in skincare choosing for each person all around the world.
So you mentioned you went into chemistry. What was it that kind of drew you to that field? Was there something in like the spaces, the places you were kind of growing up with? What was like your family environment? What was encouraging you to move into that direction, especially since it's quite a big career shift.
I was lucky again because I was in one of the best school in my country and one of the best universities in top 3 universities. So the main idea that every teacher provide us was about you can become everybody you want, everything you can do, everything you want, and it doesn't matter what is happening around. Just you have the ability and everything is possible. So the main thing that everything is possible was the idea that I received from my early childhood, and even for now, it's one of the main ideas that move me and give me the understanding that everything is possible. That even I can move the mountains if it's required for the aim, for the goal.
You mentioned your teachers and how they kind of supported this kind of dream, this vision of yours. They were almost like mentors. Did you have a lot of role models, mentors, people, especially women in your life, to kind of encourage you to, move into the, pursue this dream of yours, pursue this goal of yours? Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Sure. In my childhood, first of all, grandmother took a serious part in my child time, and she invests in me a lot. And even for now, one of my, I can say, best friends is her friend. She's now 94 years old, and we are still keep in touch and have long, very interesting conversations together. So then I think that it was my teacher in school with this theater studio that usually communicate with us, with the children, like with adults. And she always respects what they're thinking about, how it's better to realize. So she gave us the possibility to make decisions, even small decisions. And then she organized school exchange with the Italy schools, so to open mind, to see how people live all around the world, because I think that this experience of traveling with the schoolmates help you to discover the different kinds of words that you couldn't even imagine living in your own place. So for now, I think it's in a few weeks, I will have an interview with one of these very important person for me. She's a doctor of biological science. She has like 50 years experience in cosmetic chemistry and formulation. And actually, we traveled a lot in cosmetics global, in the biggest industry events about formulation and skincare. And I always was with her and listen to how she thinking about cosmetic formulations, skin, what questions she's asking. So for me, it's like one of the person who impacts on how I think about skincare. So yeah, there was a lot of, and for now it's still a lot of women, and actually skincare is women-driven industry. So most of the influencers in this sphere are women. So that's why I think it's important to keep in touch with with people who had the same vision like you, and to try to implement the even small ideas they share with you.
You mentioned decision making and how even your school teacher, even at such a young age, was encouraging you to make decisions on your own. whether they're good, whether they're not. I wonder how much of this do you think contributed to you kind of understanding what values that are important to you? What were the kind of the values do you think that were developing within you as a child that you're taking into like the workspace or looking into your career?
I think that
early age.
There's kind of think like the decision making for me correlates with the idea of power and with responsibility, because when you take the responsibility, at the same time actually you receive the power. So for me it's important that even from my first job, I realized that I was an intern, and according to the company rules, it's impossible to move to another grade while you do not receive the diploma. And as I started my career in early ages, so I was an intern for more than 2 years. And at the same time, I was in charge and team lead on the project. I have guys in the team with higher grades. And that was the moment then I realized that if you can take the responsibility, so you will got the power to change, to make decisions. And then maybe the second meaningful point was then I realized that I'm working 24/7 and I don't see my family. I don't have time for myself. And I started to analyze for what I'm usually spend my time, and discover that the most that I took too many small decisions, that I made too many small manual things. And the first point that I did, I shared this decision making with others. And what I realized that there is no one best decision for anything. But if you provide this responsibility for decision making for the person, they decide maybe not the best, but the solution in which they are believing, and that provide you with more faster, more success results, even you are not totally agree with the path. So for me, it was very meaningful, like on the whole way of my career journey, that first of all, you need to take responsibility, and that's provide you with the power. And you should definitely make decision, but this decision-making process should be also delegated to colleagues, because everybody know the best from their perspective, and you are not the owner or the, let's say, gut vision. So everybody has their vision, and maybe it's better for some situations.
So you mentioned your first job. Where was this first job?
It was in PwC in St. Petersburg. I was in business process optimization department, and the idea was to analyze how the procedures of different business processes executed, and is it enough internal control, or maybe automation process that allow us to ensure that everything will lead without any problem.
I love how you were talking about how decision is more of like a communal, a group effort, even though you as a leader, usually when we talk about leadership, we think of this like singular subject who, is responsible for decisions. And yet you kind of took on that role and showed that there is no hierarchy here. It's I am doing this role, I have these responsibilities, and the decision making is actually a shared responsibility. How long did it take you to kind of get there? And I kind of want to understand how you had the confidence to do that. Especially, this is your first role, you're young, and yet you have this confidence to say, hey, I don't know everything, and I'd like you to step up and help me make the decision that will affect everybody, but will be for the better of everybody. Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, I think there are two main things for me. The first one, the belief that everything not only possible, but also for the better.
Yeah.
That if you try to do all your best, so you believe in yourself, that you do it not for self-values or something to receive for your own, but it will be better for others also. So it's easy to be to spread the ideas in this case. And the second is that you should be with the people with the same core values like you, who understand you from a few words, with the same understanding even of jokes or something like this. So I was lucky I was in the team who was merged by same values, and it was easy to communicate. And actually, I got some experience when I moved to another department and realized that we got different values and different, this team had different kind of way of communication. And then I realized that for me, it's important not exactly what I do. Of course, it should be useful and valuable for people. But for me, it's important with whom I do it, who is with me responsible for the results. So I need to be with persons, and I always ask myself when I hire in person, would it be the person who will help me to make decisions, who's ready to make this decision, not excuses. So for me, it's like one of the pattern I usually ask to different kind of real situation on the interview and what they will do. And if the people told me that, okay, I will negotiate or discuss it with my head of department or something like this, for me, it's a point that they're not ready to take responsibilities for even for small decision making, like, do I need to maybe provide a few kinds of decisions for the head of department first, not at the same time at the first situation go and ask somebody. Try to do it by yourself. That's the idea. I always try to hire people with ambitious, with perspective, with the idea to change something, to bring something for this world. So because they had the energy to make these decisions.
So you've mentioned now ambition, ability to make decisions, and this kind of drive forward. What other values are really important to you when it comes to, either your work life or just kind of how you approach life in general?
Yeah, for me, it's important. I usually tell about the trust. I mean that when the person first came to my cabinet, I always tell them that everything that I share with them in this tete-a-tete communication, I can share with everybody. So there is no some other meanings or something like this. So we can discuss everything with trust and confidence. So what I try to build is the atmosphere. And I think this is the most important responsibility of C-level. When you're the team leader, you have to build the atmosphere of trust and confidence. So everybody could be themselves. It's important. And not afraid to share their ideas, maybe their problems. Because if we have some small problem and do not share it on this step, sometimes it will be big problem and it would be harder to cope with it. So, yeah, I think that for me, it's like the person should be open-minded, should have the ambitious and should be like grateful to live in this atmosphere, should looking for atmosphere of trust and confidence.
How do we build these values? There's been so much talk about how the younger generations are either too soft or they don't seem to be as driven as previous generations, just because it just feels like they have not, maybe they've given up hope of whether, you know, there is any hope living to kind of make a change in the world or any other reason. But so how do we build these values? You're an educator, so I mean that the first thing is that you need to show it by yourself. Yeah. So you need to be the person you would like everybody else would be. That's one thing. And for the young generation, it's very important that your boss also work, not just spending time on the beach or do what they want. So it's your example. It's the best example for the young generation, that you always in the picture, you include in the process of daily life. So that's one thing. And another, you need to encourage and to support the young generation. You need to tell them that they are good. Even you see that there maybe was better decision or better way to solve this problem. You need to support and even for the trying. That's true.
Say them that they're good. It's a good job. You need to say it every time, even it wasn't so. So you need to support. This could help them to become more open-minded and to share, not too afraid to share what they think in reality.
Yeah, and I think that's really important to kind of encourage them to be able to have the confidence to fail and not be afraid of failure. And now that we're talking about failure, can you share maybe a little bit about maybe your own failures?
Yeah, I just would like to add that, it's important to share the idea that you are good enough. Yeah, even for now, you are good enough. It's okay. There's no problem. You're okay. Nothing global happened. Yeah. So my failure, I think that it's usually for me. Yeah, I think that the most important for me was when I realized that I'm on the work like 24/7 and I do not see nothing expect my work, and that was the first point. And the second, I think, then it's also about trust and confidence. It's learned me that not everybody is ready for this relationship. I was a doctor in the team who do nothing for a few months, and it was a new doctor in who was in charge for training seminars and lessons for other dermatologists. So I talked to him that it's an inappropriate way to work, do nothing, and if he will continue. We will have to part way. And the idea was that he took these words like call to action to take some legal efforts to be ensured that it will be not possible to terminate the labor agreement. So that was the point when I analyzed. So finally, 6 or 8 months later, we finally part way by by court. But this taught me that not everybody are ready for the transparent, confident, trust relations.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't rely that everybody will share your ideas or your vision and will be like you. If you see at the first point like small signals that other parts are not transparent in these mutual relations, you should terminate it at these points immediately.
Yeah, wow. I mean, and it also goes back to your point about talking about shared values.
Yeah.
And I guess just as in any relationship, you don't know until you get to that like difficult point what the person is going to be like. And you kind of need to go through that roadblock to see whether you're kind of still on the same journey or not. But it's just such a shame that it had to be so extreme for you to learn that
sometimes,
lesson.
you will faced with a line with not fair relations, and it's okay. It's like the admission that not everybody should share your ideas about this world, and it's okay. It's also okay. And just not to focus on this and not to try to change these people, trying to, I don't know, to share with them your obsession ideas, how you should live or something like this. Just path away and stop on the first point. You understand that you have the different ways how to lead these lives. So
you're the medical director at Lóvi. Let's talk about that. How did you come across Lóvi? How did you kind of get into the company, and what do you do?
Yeah, I started like an advisor, helping guys who was just looking for the new kind of implementation of AI. It was 2021 and nobody talk about AI so more is now. And it was an idea that I told like you guys decided to climb Everest of sort, because what they would like to do with cosmetic chemistry, with ingredients, with cosmetic analysis was impossible to imagine that time. And I helped to, as one of my power is to make difficult things easier to understand. I can transform some difficult things to easy to understand algorithms. So I helped guys with this understanding of how skincare ingredients works. And then they're looking for a medical director. And after a year of different negotiations, they came to me and said that, okay, we usually compare them with you. And this is the point that we discussed earlier. The mutual values. So even you find a good professional, if you are not on the same picture of basic values, and for us it was the idea not only to earn money, but to change the world in some kind, and to contribute to the science. And for me and for Lóvi founder Alex, it was very meaningful to contribute to the science with this data analysis, to the science of cosmetic, because for now it's quite poor enough data. So, and they told me that we usually compared all these candidates with you and decided that you are the best person for this position. And at first time, it was a big decision to change what I'm doing. And I told them, okay, but you need to understand that I have another things, what I'm doing in industry. So
what were you doing at the time?
At that time, I was a CEO of quite big manufacturing of injection and professional cosmetics. Have online academy for cosmetologists educating cosmetic chemistry and other soft skills that's usually useful for the aesthetic specialist and cosmetologist. So, and they said that doesn't matter. We need your time, at least what you have, what you can provide for us. So that was the first thing, and year by year, it became like more interesting and more involved in the process. And now it's one of the main parts of my life, and it couldn't imagine what we've done during these 3 years, changing the industry, the global industry now. So we developed the methodology how to analyze skincare products, because for now there is no standards of educating beauticians and aesthetic specialists. So you can find in internet opposite opinion. Does vitamin C, let's say, will suitable for the oily or aging skin or not? It means that it's hard even to use AI to help and to analyze skincare products, because it rely basically on how you ask about skincare, because there is again opposite answers for everything in skincare. So we developed the methodology to make a standard how to analyze, how to make the skincare market more transparent, and also how to help people to make skincare decisions easier, faster, and and to achieve results that they would like to receive, that they desire, that they thinking about, and as a result, to make people more self-confident. Because skincare is not only how you look, it's also how about you feel. So it's about inner beauty. And that's amazing that we can live in Cyprus and changing the world. And on February, we will speak about this methodology on Aesthetic Medicine World Congress in Miami. So it's one of the biggest events in the world. And for us, it's impossible to realize 3 years ago that we will be on these points, but it's what we started. If you grew up with this perception that everything is possible, just dream what you want and go there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what obstacles you will have. You always will have some problems. The way never been like easy to follow. It's always check, does it really the idea you would like to bring to the world or not?
Yeah, it's amazing. You, when I first came across Lóvi, I just thought, okay, it's an AI skincare consultant, all right. But like the more I kind of learned about it, how much it is actually trying to do for the industry as a whole. You talked about how it tries to bring a positive change I just feel like the skincare industry or in the sector is always about finding your flaws and kind of creating a market around that and then trying to sell you a product. Whereas Lóvi is saying, no, we're not trying to find your flaws. We're trying to help you get to a point where, what makes you happy, what makes you happy looking in the mirror or feeling inside. And it's such a positive realignment of like your mindset and your kind of relationship to your skin. And that it's amazing that, you started from something, just a vision, and you're now, on the global stage. Can you tell me more about like the kind of skincare sector industry you first started in, and how if you're seeing any changes?
Yeah, the skincare industry is driven by marketing, and that's why I started my career like a tutor for cosmetic chemistry for professionals, because I realized that most of the professionals do not really understand how skincare product works. They just see the claims and rely on that. Rely on the trust of the producer, the manufacturer. But at the same time, we need to understand that the most claims are written by marketing team to sell the product, not to provide you with the adequate results. And most of the claims usually they came from there is not enough research base or some data on which we can rely that this product or ingredient will provide us with these results. It's like an assumption in the most of the way. And that's why at the same time skincare works, but not like we usually think about it. So what we need to understand that we got skin, and the main goal and the main target of the skin is to defense our organism, our inside body from all around, from environmental things like UV, like even from oxygen. So what we need to understand, if the idea of the skin is to defense, it will defense us from the skincare also. So it has a special cover like stratum corneum that supports this defense and will not allow anything from outside to come inside. And that's the first point, that if we want something to work inside, it should be very small size, even it will be only on the surface of the skin. And the second point, that there are a lot of things that should be on the surface and it's enough. We do not need a lot of things to be inside the skin. It should work on the surface, and it will help to look better. It will help to have more healthier skin. So that's what we try to communicate through Lóvi methodology and skincare programs. We do not affiliate with brands. We provide the skincare routines based on the skin type, skin conditions, skin issues, and skincare goals. Because even if the person got the problem, maybe through the face analysis, we do not see this problem. Or the opposite, we see a lot of some signs, let's say, of pigmentation, but for the person, it's part of his identity, so they do not want to cope with this. They would like to work, let's say, on visible pores. So in this case, we will help to work with what person want to focus on, taking into account other skin conditions, not to worsen them, at least to stay at the same point, but maybe try to find the solution that will help to cope with main goal, and at the same time will increase the condition of other skin issues. That's the point. And what we got now in the skincare industry, that year by year the number of products are growing, and the number of brands are growing, and because it's the one thing is about the skincare is about joyful. Just want to provide yourself with a few minutes of me time, and it's based on psychological experiments. The skincare. It's very important for relax, and 1 hour skincare provide you more relax than 1 hour of just do nothing, laying on your bed. So it means that there is some very, let's say, magic point when you do something for yourself. At the same time, it's something controllable, so you can touch your skin and feel yourself better. And this provide you with the decrease of level of stress. And it's like a scientifically proven effect of skincare. And for this, you don't need a lot of skincare products. Actually, you don't need you need just a few for the cleaning your skin, for like basic cleanser. Then you need a moisturizer to support this function of defense of your skin, and SPF that will help you to protect from one of the main factors of skin aging. That's it. So, but you need to the most important thing is systematically use these skincare products. So it doesn't matter how it costs. It's important that you do it on a daily basis, at least one of the day, on the morning or in the evening. It doesn't matter, but at least once a day, on a daily basis. That's the key.
Nice. I was just thinking, when we were in school, there was this one poem we were studying, and it's the title is "I shall paint my nails red." And there's this one line that says, "I shall paint my nails red." I'm going to misquote it, but it's just to give myself 10 minutes of me time.
Yeah,
something along those lines. And as you were saying, I was like, yeah, that's actually true. This skincare, it's just you and your skin, your body. And it's just giving yourself that time to show your body some love. And I feel like we don't have enough of that now. Now, with all this rush of time and trying to be productive, we don't give ourselves that opportunity.
And I usually suggest to start from even 5 minutes, because 10 minutes could be a lot of time.
Yeah.
Especially when you are doing something new. The time feels longer than it is. So it's not like 10 minutes you're on your social media, 10 minutes doing your skincare. It's like feeling like half an hour. So if you want to do something good for you, start from 5 minutes with the skincare routines.
Yeah. You're working from Cyprus.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you would have the opportunity? Did you ever, why did Cyprus come onto your radar? What made you come here, and what made you believe that you could, build a career out of the island?
The core team of the Lóvi, at that time when I decided to be part of the team, was here. Yeah. So for now we are all around the world, and it doesn't matter where you live and from where you work. But for me it's very important that we started here, and I love the island, and I think that it's a great example that you can live even on the small place of the world and influence on the global level and influence on the global industry and changing the people thinking about for skincare. But at the same time, I think that what for me is very meaningful, that the Cyprus provide you with this work-life balance just from its nature. It's a part of the energy of the island. It's easier to grow up children here. It's easier to be in work-life balance, to do sports, to work with good energy because of the nature of the energy of the people. And for me, I'm just like when I speak about AI in skincare in the biggest conference that was in Dubai this year. So it was like when they asked me where I came from, and I told them that I live in Cyprus. They was quite surprised that we can do such things from this small island. And for me, it was like a gratitude, and I was smile like, I want to change the people thinking about these obstacles and borders all around the world that usually in our mind. So Cyprus helped me to realize that the world, the earth is quite small. So it doesn't matter where you live. You decide to live where is the best place for you now. And at the same time, you can change the world from this place, even it will be Cyprus or let's say Costa Rica or other islands. It is possible. And that's again about how you think. Everything is possible. So you can change the world industry to build skincare world more transparent, to contribute this value to the people, to provide them with the faster and easier skincare results, and at the same time leave your lives more inclusive to the nature, what Cyprus supports and allow for us.
What change do you want to see, especially in your sector?
Oh, there are a lot of things, I think. The first is that do not. I would like that people will not rely just on the, let's say, what influencer or blogger said about skincare and immediately buy this product. I would like to change the people think about skincare, not like about some pill that will help them for everything they got with their skin. I would like that people will think like, okay, so my skin is unique and it definitely has a lot of products that will help, but not the same product like for the influencer maybe help. So I would like that people will change their decision process making about skincare and to start this not from the nice packaging or nice smell. They will start from the question, does this product fits me? So, and check it from the perspective of their unique skin profile. So the idea is the personalization. You can find the products, there are millions of products, and at least a few hundreds of them are perfect for skin. You just need to match, to find the perfect match. And it's usually not the most viral or the most popular products you faced with. So that's the main thing, to change the people thinking about skincare while they're choosing the products, and start from asking about does this will fit my skin? my unique skin, my skin type, my skin issues, etc. And the second, if the market will be more transparent and there will be information how the people analyze skincare products. In this case, I hope that manufacturers will think twice before launch some product just to be viral or to receive more money. They will think twice because they will think, does this product through this skincare analysis will be good enough even for some skin profiles? Of course, not for everybody, because I believe that there is no good or bad cosmetics or skincare products. There is products that fits some skin profiles and product that doesn't fit. So, if the producers or manufacturers will think twice, there will be less products that has no specific idea, that doesn't help with some really matters issues. They just provide with this, let's say, aha moment when you buy this product, and that's it. So I think that we can find the solution when you receive both. Aha moments when you buy this product, and the results when you try to implement it in your daily routine. That's the point.
You know, I would have loved to have you as a mentor as I was growing up, especially your drive, this push of, your values, the positivity you kind of bring to a sector that feels like it's overwhelmingly negative. And the way you describe it, I'm very wrong. What advice would you give young women kind of thinking about their future, thinking about whether it's work, life, and the people they want to become? What would you tell them?
First, choose what you are interested in, what you are passionate about. And the second, could you bring at the same time value for the people and for your own? Because there is no sense to do something for everybody if it will not at the same time will be meaningful for you by your own. And then stand for it. And there will be obstacles or something usually happen that will require you to ask yourself again and again, are you still interested in it? Are you still have this passion? And does this will still bring value for you and for the people? And if the answer is yes, stand for it and you will receive the results. Maybe not today, maybe next year, it doesn't matter. But you need to believe in what you are doing. So that's the point. Because sometimes, we can struggle with, let's say, maybe somebody will communicate with you like with women, not with an expert. And it's okay. You do not focus on this. You can admit that everybody has different vision and different methods of communication. But if your idea is still actual for you, if you have the ambitious and passion to change the world, so stand for it.
Lovely. Nadia, thank you.
Thank you.